Okay, when I was in college at Wabansi, we took a trip down to Florida for spring training for baseball.
For baseball. Yeah.
Yeah, and me and my two friends were desperate for somebody to get us alcohol because we were both at that time like 20
Mhm.
and or probably I think 19. I think that was my freshman year. So we were 19 years old and just looking for somebody to get us something. And we were staying, our team was staying in this pretty low end like motel kind of deal. Um,
Mhm.
and there was these two guys that we saw driving around on these bikes. They literally rode like bicycles, and we were like, oh, that's cool. You know, it's
Mhm.
Florida. It's warm out. These guys are just cruising around all day, or they go to work. They ride their bike to work or whatever in the morning, and come back and hang out at night. And so we asked them. We saw them on their bikes a second time later in the day, and we asked them like, "Hey, you guys want to get us some beer?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure, sure." So they go in, they ride their bikes to the store, and like, so we give them some money, and they're like, "Can we get something for ourselves?" And it was like 9 a.m.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was 9 a.m. It was like our first day there, and first of all, to get to where they wanted to meet us, it was like 3 miles away. So we rented
Mhm.
this bicycle that was like a 4-seater bike, and it was the hardest thing to pedal in the world. There was no gears, and because
Oh
of
man.
the way that and the wheels were tiny, so you had to like pedal super hard and get nowhere. So terrible design, terrible design. But we rented one of those things, rode that thing out to where they wanted to meet us, gave them the money, and then they went in, got like I think they got 2 bottles of Captain, and then each one of them got like a four pack of like tall boys of some like malt liquor thing.
Oh,
It looked
get some
gross.
Mickey's.
Yeah, yeah, it looked
Ooh.
gross. And then they immediately, as soon as they got out of the store, both of them popped a top and just started drinking. I was like,
Oh yeah.
okay, these guys are for sure alcoholics. And we started talking to them on outside of the liquor store, just hanging out for a second before we took off back to our motel. And the one guy was like, "Yeah, I've got like 4 or 5 DUIs. That's why I got to ride my bike around everywhere. It's like I don't have a license anymore."
Say, yep.
And
Probably
then
doesn't have a
then
license.
and then the second guy said the same thing. He's like, "I just got one, so my license is suspended for however many months." And we're just like, "Damn, okay." And but it worked. We got our booze, and then we drank that throughout the trip. Um, and one night we had been drinking quite heavily because I think it was our day off, and so we like literally started in the morning and just drank all day.
Yeah.
And I was like getting in a Twitter fight Matt with Matt Thill,
Oh my God.
and I don't know why. He said something on Twitter, and then I responded or something, and it
Yeah.
just kept escalating and escalating or whatever. And I was super pissed off about it. I shouldn't have been, obviously, but I've been influenced by alcohol, and
Happens.
then I had to go to the bathroom. There was like a bunch of people in our room, and because we were all watching some basketball game, and there's a bunch of people in our room, and somebody was taking a shower, and I was like, okay, I need to go to the bathroom, but the door's locked. The person who was in the shower locked the door, which is dumb because there's like 7 other people there. You would think that as athletes, you can being in a
Be
locker room
around that
setting,
guy. Yeah.
yeah, you can have the door unlocked so somebody can come in and take a whiz while you're in the shower. That it's not too much to ask for, I don't think. But no, the door was locked. And so I'm just like banging on the door. And the guy in there is like, go away, like, blah, 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 yelling at me.
Probably beaten off.
He was yelling at me. And I was like, uh, I was already pissed off. So I was like, okay, that just takes me to another level.
Oh
And
boy.
I was like, let me in or I'm going to break the door down. And he's like, oh, you won't break the door down, you idiot. I was
Oh.
like, okay. And the fucking just shouldered the door, snapped it right off the hinges. The whole door just busts in. I'm like, oh, fuck. Total, like, just sober immediately. I was like, oh, no,
Oh.
I knew I fucked up. And everybody, everything gets quiet. And you can just hear, like, the announcers in the basketball game in the background. And then I can just feel everybody, like, coming up behind me, like, looking. And they're like, oh, my God, what did you do? I was like, I got to go to the bathroom. But, yeah, so after that, I went pee. And then
I'd hope.
I was
Shit.
I hit it so hard that it broke it clean off the hinges. Like, it wasn't splintered or anything. So I just grabbed the door, picked it up, and set it right back into the hinges, and
Yeah.
it stayed. And you could even, like, open it if you were just very, like, pressed it very lightly. You could open it and it wouldn't fall off. But if you pushed on it with any kind of force, it would just fall right off. So I got super lucky. When we left, I made sure that it was on there very good and open, so, like, the cleaning ladies wouldn't have to mess with it and have it fall off. And we get back from our trip, and our coach is like, at the end of practice, a couple days later, he was like, okay, we gotta have a talk. And so everybody sits down.
Shit.
Yeah, everybody, the whole team, all the coaches, everybody. And I was like, oh no, I'm done. And he's like, the coach is like, does anybody have anything to say about the trip? We got some complaints from the cleaning crew. Does anybody have anything to say? If you don't have to say it now, but if you turn yourself in, you won't have a punishment. You just need to man up and tell us what happened. And everybody's just, like, sitting there, and we're like, somebody asked, like, what are you talking about exactly? And he's like, the pillows. And I was like, whew. Yeah, apparently somebody stole some pillows or, like, ripped a pillow or something. So a pillow got destroyed or something. I was just like, oh my God. To this day, they never found out. So, yeah, got lucky. Broke a door so hard that it just snapped clean off, and was able to successfully put it back onto the hinges without anybody noticing.